Hello, Sag Rising. Happy September. This is your September forecast. And we're going to start with the fact that on Sunday, August 27th, Mars moved into Libra, which is your 11th house of goals, networking, and large groups of people. So a lot of energy gets put into that area. And, some frustration, definitely motivation. So we just wanted to touch on that first. Today, though, the full moon's in Pisces, and that is in your fourth house of home and family. There could be some work that you're putting in there. It could be obstacles. It could also feel like just a lot of responsibility. And so that full moon is shining a light on that area. With regards to what to do about it, Mercury retrograde and the sun are both in the opposite area, the 10th house, which is career, it's achievement, it's public reputation. You're rethinking something in that area, like maybe what you want to be doing in the outer world. And that's based on things going on at home. It may be like, I really want to have a farm and work from my home, or whatever the case may be. There is a rethinking of how you can do something better from career to home and how those two interplay, especially during this full moon in Pisces. Now, when it comes to the moon in Aries on Friday the 1st, Aries is your fifth house of inner child creativity and fun. And the moon's going to oppose Mars in your 11th house of goals and networking. And you can't do both at the same time generally. So it could be a little frustrating. It's like, what do I want versus what I'm taking out to the world? And how do I create versus how I'm showing it to the world or networking? Brief, but maybe emotional. September 3rd is going to be Venus direct. Now, this has been a story that's ongoing, and it will go through the end of the month at the very least. So Venus has been retrograde in your ninth house of philosophy, truth, travel, adventure, and you've been really reevaluating what you believe and your philosophies around things. And that has been square to Uranus and Jupiter in your sixth house of daily life, work, and routine. So it's interesting to me that you got Virgo, the career stuff going on, and then you've got the Taurus stuff, work and daily life and routine going on, because those two themes take precedence. And so work becomes a thing for you. Venus retrograde, however, is like, okay, what do I believe about what I'm meant to be doing? What is my heart's desire? Well, it goes direct on September 3rd. And you may have more clarity around that with the moon in your sixth house of daily life and work and routine, informing you, where have your values changed? Where do we need to innovate? How have our beliefs changed and our philosophies changed around how we do work and things of that nature? Now, the week of the 4th, the whole week, you can see Mercury retrograde trine Jupiter here, Mercury Cazimi trine Jupiter, Sun trine Jupiter. This is the whole week, okay? And it's usually not this packed with 3 trines to Jupiter, but Mercury retrograde on the 4th trines Jupiter from your 10th house of career to your 6th house of daily life. So this is, how do I rework something in order to live my life the way I want to live it? Same with the Cazimi on the 6th, and same with the Sun trine Jupiter on the 8th. The only thing is the 8th also has the moon square Mars. The moon's in Cancer, which is your 8th house, which is investments, shared resources, and it's square to Mars in your 11th house of goals. So there could be a little bit of a rough moment there with like regards to like, maybe your partner saying you can't spend money to buy those essential oils. I don't care if you are making soap or whatever the case may be, but there is a little bit of a rough moment on the 8th with the moon square Mars, and it could have to do with empowerment and goals. It's brief though. The moon in Leo on the 10th, 11th, and 12th activates your 9th house of travel, philosophy, adventure, and you are really tuning into what Venus retrograde has been about that week. The new moon on the 14th, that's in Virgo. Now, Virgo is your 10th house of career, public reputation, and achievement. That's where Mercury retrograde is. But on the 14th, Mercury goes direct. So you have answers. So use Mercury retrograde from now until that time to rework that, okay? Career, public reputation, achievement. What does it mean to you? What can you rethink? How do you redo it? By the time the new moon hits on the 14th, it's trine Uranus in the 6th house, which is daily life routine, how you do your work, health. And so I think we are planting a seed on the 14th based on what we rethought over the Mercury retrograde. So there is something with career and work for you definitely coming up on the 14th. You're planting a seed, and it may be to change what you do altogether. The 15th and 16th, the moon's in Libra. The 16th specifically, the moon hits Mars in your 11th house of goals and networking. And so there's a lot of energy put there on that day. The 17th, we have Venus square Jupiter. Again, Venus in your 9th house of philosophy and truth. Jupiter in your 6th house of everyday life. So it's like, oh, I want to adventure. Oh, but I got to go clean out this, bucket, whatever. It can be a little bit of a tension, but Venus and Jupiter typically don't, when they square each other, aren't like super tense. Okay. Now the moon in Scorpio, though, that day on September 17th can be. So we're talking about your 12th house of retreat and reflection. So you may want to be taking time to just relax, but Jupiter is like, hey, we got stuff to do, and that can be a little frustrating. The 19th, the sun in Virgo in your 10th house of career opposes Neptune in your 4th house of home and family. So this axis becomes very important on the 19th, and a little disillusioning, maybe confusing. What am I even doing at work or at home? That could be a thing. It's brief. The 20th, though, kind of brings it back up, because the 20th, the moon in your 1st house of Sagittarius, which is your identity, yourself, who you are as a person, squares Saturn and your 4th house of home and family. So there is that quick little, maybe a little frustrating, maybe a little bit of an obstacle to who you want to be in the world on the 20th. But again, it's very brief. The 23rd, the moon's in Capricorn. That is going to be your 2nd house of finances. And it's going to square Mars in your 11th house of goals. So there could be a situation in which you need to put money in to do a goal or to accomplish a goal. Or there could be a situation in which you have a goal to make more money. Either way, it becomes a little bit of a flashpoint on the 16th. The 23rd. But it's not, it's brief again. Also on the 23rd, the sun enters Libra. Libra is your 11th house of goals and networking and large groups of people. And the thing about that is there's going to be an eclipse there, and it's a south node eclipse. So you are redoing something. Whatever frustrates you in that area, that's what the eclipses are going to be about changing. Okay. So if it's like the group of people you hang out with, if it's like the goals you have that you don't want anymore, the sun entering Libra is going to make that come up a lot more. The 24th, the moon's in Aquarius. That's going to be your 3rd house of thinking and communicating. And it's going to square Jupiter and Uranus in your 6th house of daily life and routine. And it's going to oppose Venus in your 9th house of adventure. So it's more like, how do I do things every day? We've got to get a hold of this, the 24th and 25th. And again, it's a very short-lived moon transit. So is the 26th and 27th moon in Pisces. The moon will hit Saturn on the 26th, which is in your 4th house of home and family. So keep that in mind. Could be a home family day. The 28th, Venus squares Uranus again from your 9th house of truth, belief, and philosophy and adventure. Like, I just want to be trying all these things, to your 6th house of daily life and routine. How do I try all these things when I have this work to do? That's the last time it squares Uranus. This is the last chance to change. Uranus is change and innovation, and it's trying to innovate the way you work, what you do every day, your values around all of it. Venus retrograde went through a reevaluation of your philosophy. And now Venus is direct and squaring Uranus. Squares are tension, but it's Venus, which is a benefic. So this looks like opportunity, but your mind has to be open around this time. And then the 29th is the full moon in Aries, which is your 5th house of joy, inner child, creativity, and fun, and romance. And I think, it's unaspected. It's not going to really be hitting any other planets, except it does answer to Mars in your 11th house of goals. And so the answer you may get is you can't go after that goal until you have, the creative juices to do it. Or until you have the fun and you let go for a minute. That could be the case as well. Okay, Sag Rising, that's it for me. I will see you in October for the 2 eclipses we have, and ecstaticastrology.com to book. And if you would, if you have any questions, just comment. I'll try to answer you. I'll catch you on the flip side.